If you are an AMD shareholder, you must be jumping up and down right now with joy. Congratulations! Woohoo! Oh, let me know down below in the comment section if you are an AMD bro or AMD sister. Would love to hear from how many of you all actually are AMD shareholders. If you're new here, welcome. If you enjoy my content, please smash the like button and subscribe for more. I am doing a public account challenge, which is up on the screen. The last 5 months, I have been buying a tremendous amount of stock on this profile publicly on YouTube. I'm doing a 6-figure challenge, taking this sum of money here to 6 figures in the course of 17 months. I have some rules and challenges that I have given myself, and the account challenge started 2 January this year. Going to try to get to 6 figures by, I believe, May of next year, which, knock on some wood here, I think that I'm going to be probably very early. Not to mention, I am going to be making over 6 figures plus just from AMD. The amount of AMD that I have in my other profile is ridiculous, and it is just remarkable how this stock is taking off on a run. And several months ago, I was posting my buys here on this channel, and I was basically buying AMD a couple shares here below 200 bucks, 1 or 2 shares here right above 200 bucks. And I got some pretty hateful, nasty, dirty little comments from people. And I mean, okay, sure. You see someone on YouTube basically posting that they're buying 1 share here, 2 share here. Well, guess what? Those shares add up. And my cost, average cost on this account is $210.18. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, AMD, unless there is a major crash in the semi-market, yeah, good luck. Because right now, this stock is on a tear. I'm going to be going over earnings today from AMD, and that's the reason why AMD is soaring higher, is because they just dropped a bombshell of earnings yesterday to the upside. So I'm going to be going over earnings. I'm going to be going over what I'm going to be personally doing with AMD, what my strategy is here, because my strategy really hasn't changed, because things are playing out a little quicker than I thought they really would. I honestly thought maybe AMD was going to pop probably during the summertime, but I'll talk a little bit more about that momentarily. I just don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. By the way, yeah, I mean, if you want to subscribe here, follow along. This YouTube channel is relatively new. My main YouTube channel, NightmareRH, has over 200,000 subscribers. It's a gaming channel. Electrolyte Water Cheers. It's going to be a hot one today. Close to, oh boy, like 90 degrees. I'm going to be doing some track running again today, so got to stay hydrated. But right now it is 09:55 a.m. and the amount of momentum AMD has, it's very NVIDIA style momentum a couple years ago. And I do want to address a couple things on this profile, because I have got asked this actually a couple times. So AMD has taken over this profile substantially. I mean, you're talking my AMD position now is 39, call it 40%, just round up. Let's say 40% AMD has as a single position. SoFi is very much a lagger. I honestly thought that SoFi was going to pop, and SoFi was going to lead the rally. And then I thought, honestly, Robinhood was also going to follow in suit. And then I honestly thought AMD was going to really much do a pop like this, probably, like I said, during the summertime, when they really was giving forward guidance. But I guess the forward guidance came very much early. Get to more about that momentarily. However, the thing about position sizes is that it's really not set in stone, and it's really about your level of risk. Obviously, one, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an FA. I'm just a retail stock loving baboon. And I think I think all the people watching me on this channel is pretty much in the same category. It's your level of risk of how much you want one position. But understand, if a position is dominating your profile, why is that? Is it just going up randomly? Is it going up because it's on a growth cycle? Or is it just kind of really massive and not really doing anything? Sometimes when stuff doesn't do anything, it's neither good or bad, but still, a lot of people get sketched out. It's really your level of appetite for risk, like I said, and this profile challenge is very much a risk-on profile. Now I will say this, and I'll throw this question back at a lot of people that pretty much like having a very even distributed profile where you have no more than maybe 15, maybe tops, maybe 20% of your cash in one pretty much stock. Hypothetically, if AMD was the S&P 500, would I not have 40% of my money on this account in one asset? I would. Okay. Now, obviously, the S&P isn't going to be sent down like the semi market, because understand that if the semi market, which is the play right now, obviously we have so many companies spending tremendous amount of billions of hundreds of billions of dollars, it's going into hardware. So the semiconductor industry is the play in the market. The AI play is the semis. Now, Google, their revenue is exploding. Even Meta's revenue is Amazon's revenue as well. But who's going to benefit the most? You're going to have companies like NVIDIA, AMD, even Intel. Like, it's going to be the semis, the chips. So I am totally fine sleeping at night with 40% in AMD because the company is on a growth cycle. Sure, if the semis crash, AMD could go back down to $300, maybe even lower, maybe $250. Okay? These companies can go ahead and go to the upside really quick, and they can go to the downside really quick. So it's all about what you see for your appetite to risk. Obviously, other companies, once they start rock and rolling, AMD's position is very much going to go down. SoFi, we make it back into the mid-20s. SoFi will obviously increase the position size, and AMD's position size will get smaller. So understand that when you build a profile, you gotta go ahead and understand, and this is not the first time building a profile for me. It's not my first rodeo, which is the reason why that I'm actually putting myself out here on YouTube. Watch a couple of my videos 2-3 months ago. This profile was actually down by close to 20%. Now this profile is up 17, almost 18%. Yeah, things move quickly. And do you know what I was doing when this profile was down? I was buying more stock. Because that's what you're supposed to do. 2 months ago, like literally no one was buying stock. This guy was, and that's what you're supposed to do. This is a reoccurring cycle. Right now, we are very much in a very happy market. We're getting into a very almost like very FOMO-y market, and we're going to go on a tear. We could go on a tear all summer long. Understand that there's going to be a time where things are going to be fearful. That's when you buy. Last 6 months, I have bought now close to, I want to say probably all in all on this profile and also my private profile, well beyond $70,000 worth of stock. Hard cash, 70 grand worth of stock I bought in the last I can't even believe it. It's been about 6.5 months. And all that money is going to make me well beyond 6 figures of profits. It's unreal. So, like I said, if you all have been buying AMD, congratulations. AMD has been going through a very bad cycle in the unpopular stock in the last several months, but it feels good, especially when you have like a stock that is about to party. And the party is just getting started for AMD. It really is. Okay? You got to get in early before the party starts. And you also got to leave before the party ends. You don't want to be greedy. You don't want to stay because you're not really, because by the time the party is over, Hey, everyone's taking their profits and already left. The stock could very well be down significantly by the time the actual cycle is over. You got to remember that. Okay, so I talked pretty much about position size in this profile. Hypothetically, if AMD continues to go on a tear, and let's say SoFi and the rest of these stocks are lagging, well, I mean, hey, AMD could very well be in the 40s of a position size. My long-term view on AMD is for the next couple of years. We're seeing a acceleration, though, of what is being factored into the stock. That is good and also bad, because there is no such thing as holding a stock forever. If you have that mentality, you're gonna get nipped in the bum. Okay, there will be a time that I'm gonna sell SoFi. Not all my shares, but I'm gonna take profits. Now is not the time. On my private account, where my SoFi average is $7.41, I'm up massively. Okay, and 6-7 months ago when SoFi was at all-time highs, I was up over 300%. I didn't take any profits. That's not my game plan. My game plan with AMD is really, one, this stock is going to be well over $1,000 in the next couple of years here. When that may be, who knows? Because this acceleration could very much happen very much quicker. And I do want to go to the charts very quickly here. And I want to go ahead and say that when it comes to technical analysis, something that's very hated by investors, but understand that you need to know technical analysis. I got to go ahead and update some of these lines here because obviously my average has changed. All-time highs, yep, I can go ahead and get rid of this line as well too. But understand, when it comes to technical analysis, you got to know moving averages because they're going to indicate when you as an investor can pick up very great discounted shares, okay? Very great discounted shares. Like, for example, we go back to AMD now, which is just wild. Obviously, back in January, AMD was very much overbought, okay? Overbought. And a lot of people were waiting to see if AMD was going to break out back in January. It didn't happen. I was buying shares again pretty much after January. Now AMD has broken out of the bag. Okay? We are very, very overbought. When a stock is very high above moving averages, it's overbought. When a stock is very below moving averages, it's oversold. We are in nosebleed territory. We're in overbought territory. So what can theoretically happen? One, it could be a very hard pullback. Now, as for me, I'm loaded with shares up the wazoo. A lot of people are probably going to be stepping in and buying it. Is AMD going to be a buy if it does have a pullback to maybe, let's say, under $400, maybe three, let's go all the way down to maybe, oh boy, you're talking 330, 340, 350. If this stock goes down to 350, it's going to be bought up. But understand that I've ran projections, and I mean, this stock in the next couple years, based on my projections, it's going to be over $1,000 as long as the management team executes. That's it. They just got to execute. And Lisa Su, she's doing that. Crazy, right? Crazy what ends up happening. So I do want to go ahead and look at these headlines very quickly here. Motivational headlines. Firstly, Iran war. Looks like we could very well be getting a resolution. Hopefully very soon. Let's go ahead and pray for good vibes that this clears up. This clears up. Oil is going to be sent down very quickly. We're seeing a crash in oil right now at 6%. Definitely very much lower than what oil was at previously. So obviously oil crashing. Ooh, we got all the way down to 88. Hopefully this ends very soon and oil surges back down. That's going to be very big for rate cuts, very big for SoFi, Robinhood, Bitcoin. Even software is probably going to see good vibes from this as well. Let's look at the headlines for AMD stock source. 20% is data, growth pushes revenue, guidance estimates. Oh yes, and by the way, AMD yesterday, after earnings, it was down 5%. Why? We were waiting for the guidance. AMD's momentum is going to be driven by guidance, okay? Their revenue and everything, we already kind of pretty much knew it was all about the guidance. The guidance is what blew this out of the water. So, as always, I really appreciate that a lot of you take the time to watch me here on YouTube, but you need to always do your due diligence. And if I go ahead and post something such as earnings, such as pretty much, like I am on AMD's investors relation page right now. So when I talk about earnings, when I talk about, just going over a company's balance sheet, I am getting it from their website. I'm not pulling it from another YouTuber. I'm not pulling it from another, a third-party website, even though third-party websites tend to be accurate. But me personally, the way I put out content on YouTube is I go straight to their website. So I highly encourage you to double check and fact check me of everything that I say and pretty much show here. Go to their website. Don't be lazy. Okay. You can listen to the conference call. It was very straightforward. Their guidance pretty much spoke for the entire call. And that's what the market pretty much wanted. If you did not listen to their guidance call, pretty much in a nutshell, Lisa Su is saying that, hey, they're seeing a future demand, especially around chips, around the semis. She first mentioned OpenAI straight off the bat, and also Meta as well too. So that also motivated probably a lot of people because there was a lot of fears about OpenAI. Then when Meta came on deck, there was also a little bit of fears around Meta. So let's go ahead and sum this up. I'm going to try to wrap up this video in the next couple minutes here. I try to keep these videos under like 20 minutes. Sorry if it's a little longer, but a lot to talk about. Okay, so first quarter revenue, gross margins, awesome. Oh boy, hold on one second. My laptop only has 10% of power left. We don't want to die recording. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and look at some of this stuff. Quarterly financial results, beautiful. Look at the summary very quickly. Segment revenue was $5.8 billion, up 50% year over year. Look at these words. And this is what this is the reason why AMD accelerated. Look at the words, driven by strong demand. When you have stuff like this put out, strong demand, the market loves it. Now, if they come out and say something like, well, obviously not strong demand, but they use some like very technical words, the market can go ahead and hate it. So right off the bat, strong demand. Okay, gaming segment, cool, 23%. That's awesome. AMD is definitely a gamer hound. Even though I do prefer Intel. I'm not gonna lie, but AMD chips are amazing, especially for the gaming sector as well too. Lisa Su talked a lot about how there are so many different chips that have different purposes. Obviously, AMD has the gaming side. They have the server side for data centers. They have the everyday use side. There are some people, a lot of times people forget that these chip companies, they have products for so many different uses. And they're just seeing a strong demand across the board. And the forward guidance from Lisa Su was just absolutely amazing. Strong words, very confident. Lisa Su, she doesn't pump her own stock. When she comes out and says, hey, we're seeing a very strong demand, current expectations, and just very, very, you pretty much just have the company beating the revenue that they said they were going to do, and then also giving very strong guidance as well. You're going to have the market pretty much sending this stock higher. So, like I said from the get-go of today's video, congratulations every single person that pulled the trigger on this. Looking at some of these actual percentage, Non-GAAP gross margin 55%, baller. Operating expenses revenue, obviously up a few percent. Operating income 25%. Net income, to be honest, I think I'm probably going to start downloading this stuff and do some like calculations for future stuff, like actually add in like percents and stuff on here. Just double checking, triple checking everything. But just everything for this company is very much up and to the right. I say that about SoFi a lot as well too. But still, I mean, guidance is up, EPS is up, revenue is up, and the stock price is up as well. So, like I said, let me know down below in the comment section if you are a AMD bro or AMD sister. Hopefully, you all pretty much have the same alignment as I do for the next couple years. And when do I see myself starting to take some profits in AMD? Probably when so much is priced in and the stock, because here's the reality. This stock could very well, at the end of the year, maybe we do hit $700. I mean, in a crazy market, maybe this stock hits 1,000. Right now, AMD's market cap is 500 and my bad, $674 billion. This company should be $1 trillion company. So we have a lot of room to go here. And I mean, hey, if something crazy happens like that where so much is priced in, then I'll start taking some profits. But understand that being a disciplined investor or trader, you nibble on in and you nibble on out. Just like for the last 6 months, I've been nibbling on in of AMD shares, and I'm so happy. So hopefully everyone's doing great. New video tomorrow. If you want to follow along, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all later.